You know, guys, I have been one lazy SOB. I got to keep it a buck with you guys. I've been very lazy. The state of the world has really affected, me and the channel, and I just kind of stopped in general. And with that being said, I want to give a big apology to all of you guys who've been patient and who always tune in and wait for XYZ from this particular channel. I do appreciate y'all. And I just wanted to say right now, your boy's back. I'm not going anywhere. I just appreciate you guys again. Thank you guys so much for your patience. You're going to see a ton of content like I always did before. And man, I'm in such a good mood. I also want to give a shout out to my crew, Blaze 4K, Meds, Carlos, you name it. Craig Harris, Lobo. Love you guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's video, man. PlayStation 5. Okay, so we got some comparisons I got to show you guys for the PlayStation 5. And a lot of you reached out to me when it came to the PC version of Call of Duty compared to the PlayStation 5. Don't worry, I'm going to get into that. But first, I want to tackle one of the new particular ones that's out in the field right now, and that is Hitman 3. Now, Hitman 3 just got a video out there courtesy of Digital Foundry. Now, I know a lot of people like to throw Digital Foundry under the bus or might use them for XYZ to push certain agendas, or just say they're downright biased, etc., etc. But one thing you cannot deny is what they do, and that is their analysis. So we're going to go ahead and break this down right now for the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X and Xbox. So for the most part, for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, what exactly are we getting for, the price, so to speak, right? At the base resolution of the game, and I guess you can call this the quality mode, or really just the base resolution in general, but the PlayStation 5 is going for 1800p, and I'll get into that in a second. So it's 1800p on the PlayStation 5. It's actually rocking ultra textures, and it's got a medium shadow quality setting for them in general. The game looks absolutely amazing, but again, more on that in a second. When it comes to the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series S runs at 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, and it has high textures and low shadows. Now again, for a base model console, right, for a system that's basically built up to the specs of current gen consoles, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but a little better, it actually looks pretty good. In fact, it runs damn near flawless at 60, which is a good thing for the actual game in general. However, there is a stress test type of error that they found in Hitman 3, where the game does suffer some pretty big drops in frame rates and performance. The Xbox Series X also has this issue when it comes to this performance. Again, that's courtesy of them in their analysis. Now, when you go to the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series X right now is king when it comes to the resolution in this particular showcase. Xbox Series X runs Hitman 3 at 3840 by 2160, which is 4K. It runs it at ultra textures and high shadow count. It looks good. Looks really, really good. But when you look at the, the actual screenshot that I'm showing to you guys side by side, you can't really tell the difference between what is what. Now, can you guys? Absolutely not. The thing about this whole situation, again, like I said before, the whole 4K versus 1800p or whatever, I told you guys, man, the whole argument between PS5 outperforming Series X in the graphics department, right, in terms of like, oh, Xbox Series X will, won't look as better than PS5. I said this before. I see Microsoft winning native resolutions. Granted, PlayStation 5 has had its exceptions, right, where it's actually performing better. And it will continue to do this because PlayStation 5 is capable of certain things that Xbox Series X cannot do. But when you're looking at what's going on here in terms of the base model resolutions, Xbox Series X is capable more when it comes to producing more of that GPU power. And this is why 4K is more possible on the Xbox Series X versus PlayStation 5. Now, there are drawbacks to going strictly for just a prettier picture. What happens when you go for pretty graphics, guys? You have to sacrifice what? Performance. And this particular case, exactly why I said welcome to the post 4K era. For the PlayStation 5 is going more than likely between 1800p, I've said this numerous times in videos, did I not? Or 1440p type of image, right? To give you that performance, high texture counts, etc. That's what they're going for with PlayStation 5. They're going for presentation, but they're also giving you awesome performance in the long run. And this is where, again, your eyes, like everybody's eyes, really deceive them in the long run. They go, okay, this game is 4K. When you go back to the Unreal Engine demo, did you think that that was 4K or 1440p? Immediately, all of you were saying that's 4K until they did that analysis and they said it was 1440p. And this is what I'm talking about here. The difference between 1440p and 4K is not that big of a deal. And I'm telling you right now, this is coming from somebody who went to 4K. I have a 4K monitor here. I've gamed on numerous games at 1440p and at 4K and done true analysis on this. And let me tell you, it's hard to really spot a difference. It really is. So again, just throwing it out there. Don't shoot the messenger. Now let's get back to the performance here. When it comes to PlayStation 5, this is where the key reason why they did this for PS5's design is to get more out the box. And as you clearly can see right here in this stress test, PlayStation 5 is running the whole game at a flawless 60 FPS. Xbox Series X cannot run it at a flawless 60 FPS. Why? Because they focus more on the presentation aspect and shadow quality. Now, some of you might respect that more. Granted, this is a win for Xbox. They do outshine the PlayStation 5 in the visual side of things, which is fine. But when it comes to the overall performance and overall just responsiveness, that goes straight to PlayStation 5. You're getting a pretty visual, you're getting the performance, you're getting the whole thing. So really, it comes down to you. Do you want more textures? Do you really care about that? Or do you care about a good package that has both and where you can barely tell the difference? That right there is where PS5 falls in the line. So there you guys go. Now, to get back to the PlayStation 5 again, they did another analysis with this when it came to PS5 versus the PC version of Call of Duty Cold War. Now, Call of Duty Cold War, I didn't even get this game, but it is a good stress, or not even stress test, but it is a good analysis type of game you can use for. So what exactly did they do for those that were a little confused by the video? Well, basically, they took a PC, they actually dumbed it down to what they believe PlayStation 5 was doing in certain key aspects, including the ray tracing, the screen face reflections, ambient occlusion, etc., etc. And they were basically trying to narrow down where the PS5, you know, is hitting in those key particular areas. And to make it a long story short, PlayStation 5 was alternating between low and certain ones, high and medium. So really it was a give and take type approach. But for the most important thing, the overall, you know, like performance, I guess you can say, right? The overall like difference in terms of the visuals, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Now, some were, like the water scene with the water tessellation. This is something that has been a plague for consoles for the longest. Now, I know a lot of people might go, Ryan, you care about the water? Well, here's why. The reason why I cared a little bit more about stuff like this is because it kind of takes you out the experience when you're playing the game and you see stuff like this and you see water just kind of like going up on the surface and it looks like a piece of paper rather than just naturally flowing with the objects. I'm just saying, stuff like that is cool to me. I like seeing that next-gen leap type of thing. PlayStation 5 does not have water tessellation on in this particular game, so that was the only thing that I kind of was like, damn. But another thing that was pretty cool about the demo is they actually, again, went back to what I said before. How many times did I say DLSS? Now again, I know Nvidia owns DLSS, but I said a DLS form, right? Like some form of DLSS for PlayStation 5 would probably be used for the overall system in terms of giving you these insane visuals. Now in the PlayStation 5, you know, like when they were comparing it, they used the PS5 again, and they were comparing it to Windows 10 PC that was utilizing DLSS. Now, this was actually pretty cool because the PS5 was actually looking pretty damn identical to this. Now, granted, again, wasn't completely perfect, right? But it looked damn near identical. And keep in mind, this particular PC was also running a 2070 Super, and yeah, it was running the PS5 settings. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, it looked pretty damn identical. So, again, man, your boy was on a roll. I'm just saying, your boy was on a roll. I kept it a buck, man. So there you guys go. That's pretty much the end of my analysis when it comes to the power of PlayStation 5. I already know what we're going to get, and I'm very happy again for what we're going to get. Series X, we're going to see what Series X is going to bring to the table very soon in first party, and that's again going to be a new landscape, I guess you can say, eventually for PS5, you know, to see what's up. But right now, hey, the sky's the limit. But there you guys go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do appreciate you guys checking it out, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys be awesome. I'm out of here. Deuces.